Some connections don't fade with silence. They don't disappear with distance. They don't weaken just because words stopped. Some connections grow quietly, in the background of your thoughts, in the spaces between your breaths. And if there is someone you miss silently, someone you think about without telling anyone, then understand this. What you are feeling is not one-sided. Right now, at this very moment, they are feeling your presence too. Before you listen further, pause for a moment. Sit comfortably. Take a slow, deep breath. Let your thoughts settle, because what you are about to hear is not fantasy, and it is not coincidence. It is something that happens when two hearts have crossed paths in a meaningful way, even if they never spoke about it out loud. Missing someone silently is different from missing someone openly. When you miss someone silently, you don't post about it. You don't talk about it. You don't ask questions or seek answers. You carry it quietly inside you. You go about your day. You smile. You work. You laugh when needed. But in the quiet moments, when no one is watching, they return to your mind. Not forcefully, not dramatically, just naturally, like they belong there. And when this kind of missing becomes constant, something deeper is happening. Because human emotions are not isolated. They don't stay locked inside one heart. Emotions move. They travel. They create energy. And when your thoughts repeatedly return to one person with sincerity, that emotional energy doesn't dissipate. It reaches them. You may wonder how that is possible. After all, there are no messages, no calls, no contact, maybe not even proximity. But emotional presence doesn't require physical closeness. When two people have shared a genuine emotional connection, even briefly, their hearts recognize each other. And once recognized, they don't forget easily. There are moments when the person you miss suddenly feels unsettled without knowing why. They could be busy, surrounded by people, focused on their routine. And yet, something shifts inside them. A heaviness in the chest, a sudden pause in their thoughts, a feeling they can't explain. That is your presence touching them quietly. They might think of you at unexpected times, while doing something ordinary, while listening to a song, while resting in silence. Your name appears in their mind without invitation. They may shake it off at first, tell themselves it's nothing, but the feeling lingers, because it wasn't random. It was a response. When you miss someone silently, your heart speaks in ways your mouth never does. And hearts understand that language better than words. That is why even without communication, emotional awareness begins to grow on the other side. They may start feeling drawn toward you again. Not urgently, not dramatically, but subtly. They might check your profile without realizing why. Reread old messages. Remember small moments they thought they had forgotten. They might feel comfort in thinking about you and confusion at the same time. Comfort because your presence feels familiar. Confusion because they don't know why it has returned. This is what happens when emotional bonds awaken quietly. There is no announcement, no clear beginning, just a gradual shift, a sense that someone is near, even in absence. They may not admit it to anyone, not even to themselves. Just like you, they may carry it silently, wondering why certain thoughts keep retaining, wondering why your absence still feels loud. Wondering why your presence is felt even when you are not there. Sometimes, they may resist it, tell themselves it's better to stay distant, that it's safer not to feel too much, that reopening emotional doors leads to pain. And yet, the heart doesn't follow logic. It follows recognition. And once recognition exists, avoidance only makes the feelings surface in different ways. You might feel moments when you suddenly feel closer to them emotionally, even though nothing has changed on the surface. That's because emotional alignment doesn't always require action. Sometimes it happens quietly, when two hearts are thinking of each other at the same time without knowing it. There are nights when you miss them more than usual, when their presence feels almost tangible, when you replay conversations or imagine what you would say if you spoke again. During those moments, your emotions are strongest, and those are often the moments when they feel you most clearly. A sudden thought, a sudden warmth, a sudden sadness they can't place. They may even feel a sense of safety when thinking about you. Even if the situation between you was complicated, even if things ended without closure, Emotional safety doesn't always come from outcomes. Sometimes it comes from how someone made you feel. And that feeling doesn't disappear easily. Trust begins quietly this way, not the loud kind that demands promises, but the gentle kind that exists in small moments. They may find themselves wanting to share things with you again, wanting to hear your voice, wanting to know how you are, even if they never act on it. This does not mean they are ready, and it does not mean they understand what is happening. It simply means that something inside them has been stirred, something familiar, something unfinished, something that still holds meaning. When you miss someone silently, patience becomes important, because silence doesn't mean nothing is happening. It often means things are happening slowly, beneath the surface. Growth, awareness, reflection. Emotional clarity takes time, and rushing it only pushes hearts further into confusion. Consistency matters too, not in constant messaging, but in emotional steadiness, in not forcing outcomes, in allowing feelings to unfold naturally. When someone feels your presence without pressure, without demand, without expectation, it feels safe. And safety is what allows emotional connections to deepen instead of retreat. They may be scared of what they feel, scared of reopening old wounds, scared of vulnerability, scared of hoping again. That fear may keep them silent for a while. But fear doesn't erase feeling. It only delays expression. What matters is understanding that missing someone silently is not weakness. It is honesty. It means your heart experienced something real, something that mattered. And real experiences leave imprints. They change us. They stay with us. And the same is true for them. Whether they acknowledge it or not, whether they speak about it or not, your presence has left a mark. A quiet one, but a lasting one. Sometimes connections don't return loudly. Sometimes they return gently, through understanding, through emotional maturity, through timing that finally feels right. And sometimes, the purpose of the connection is not reunion, but growth. Learning what it feels like to care deeply, learning patience, learning emotional awareness. But no matter how the story unfolds, one thing remains true. If you are missing someone silently with genuine feeling, you are not alone in that experience. Something inside them has noticed. Something inside them has responded. Something inside them remembers. Emotional presence does not disappear just because people step away. It lingers. It waits. It teaches. And it connects hearts in ways that logic cannot explain. So if you miss someone silently, don't judge yourself for it. Don't rush it. Don't suppress it. Simply acknowledge it. Allow it. And trust that whatever this connection is meant to become, it will unfold in the way it is meant to. Because real emotional bonds don't need noise. They don't need proof. They don't need constant reminders. They exist quietly, strongly, and they are felt on both sides, even in silence. Thank you for staying with me until the end of this video. I want to speak to you honestly for a moment, not just as someone watching, but as someone who is growing, learning, and navigating their own emotional journey. Choosing to sit with thoughts like these, choosing to reflect instead of distract yourself, already says a lot about you. This space is created for people who think deeply, who feel deeply, and who believe that understanding emotions is part of becoming stronger, not weaker. Every time you watch, you are choosing awareness over avoidance. And that matters. If this message resonated with you, know that you are not alone. Many hearts experience these quiet connections, and many people grow from them in beautiful ways. Your support allows this space to continue. And more importantly, it allows messages like this to reach people who may need them at the right moment. Stay connected. There is more to come. More reflections. More understanding. More growth. Thank you for being here. You matter. Your emotions matter. Your journey matters. And I'll see you in the next video with something new, something meaningful, and something that helps you move forward with clarity and strength.